Greetings and a very warm welcome. CTV Sports this afternoon bringing you the second game of the World Polo League's Triple Crown of Polo. Great to have you with us. My name is Jan Eric Frank. This afternoon we're coming to you live from the beautiful Tonkawa farm. Two of the players that are out there already and a few more joining. So great to have you with us. If you were able to watch the first game yesterday, my goodness, what an amazing first game we had of the Triple Crown of Polo. Casablanca taking on Travieso. Remember, Travieso made it to the final of the last World Polo League tournament, which was the Palm Beach Open, which took place last Sunday, very narrowly losing in that final. And yesterday, Travieso coming out very, very strong. Once again, congratulations to Tony Calle, Pipe Vecellino, Juan, Martin Zubia, and Fred Mannix picking up their first win of this very prestigious and unfortunately, I have to say, the last in the series of this, the 7th year of the World Polo League. But we are still right at the beginning, and we still have plenty of polo to go through. We have a total of 4 very, very strong teams. Let me just give you a quick rundown of who is playing this afternoon. We've got the Maltese Falcons up against Tonkawa. We'll start with the Maltese Falcons, led this afternoon by the 1-goaler Marc Ganzi. Tomas Pieres playing at number 2 off 6 goals. Alejandro Navijo Estrada, the 7-goaler, alongside his brother, the 8-goaler Nacho Navijo Estrada. They total 22 on handicap versus Tonkawa's 26. Hence, a 4-goal advantage will be given to the Maltese Falcons. Tonkawa, they are, as you might have seen already there in the white shirts, led by Jeff Hildebrand, coming in off 0 goals. Mackenzie Weisz, the 6-goaler, very, very strong. Keep a close eye on him. He's playing at number 2. And then we have 2 10-goalers led by Tomas Panelo at number 3 and at number 4, the maestro himself. You can see him there on the right of your screen, Juan, Martin, Nero. So they total 26, hence the 4-goal advantage to the Maltese Falcons. Our 2 umpires this afternoon, Pepe Araj and Gaston Dorignac, delighted to have as the instant replay official, the IRO, none other than Juan Bellini, who will be making sure or be on standby for any triggers, any challenges. Remember, the teams have 1 challenge per half. Those challenges cannot be brought forward. So it's always a very important decision process to be made when you make that challenge. If the challenge is overturned, you lose it. If it stands, you hold on to that challenge, but you cannot, as I say, bring it forward into the second half. So both teams with 1 challenge. The Maltese Falcons taking on, they're in the black shirts there, taking on Tonkawa. I think we're more or less ready to go. I shall be keeping you updated also on the developments which is happening parallel to this game. The boys started at 4 o'clock. The 8-goal, the limited edition 8-goal. We can already tell you that the finalist waiting for the outcome of this afternoon's match is Team Amaro. And as I say, once we have any updates on that 8-goal match and who will be playing in said final, we will, of course, come back to you straight away. Now, that final will be taking place tomorrow. So we're all very excited to hear the outcome of that game. Amara, as I said, 11 o'clock. That final is due to be scheduled tomorrow of the limited edition 8-goal. And as we're speaking of tomorrow, of course, it's that day of the week. Sunset Chuckers and Cocktails, 5:30. Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 1. It would be great to have you there, as we now focus our attention on this second World Polo League's Triple Crown of Polo game. As I say, we're over at Tonkawa, and Maltese Falcons picking up that first little win, winning the throw-in. Looking there for Tomas Pieres, but it'll be turned around very quickly by Panelo, one of our 2 10-goalers. And I'm sure he will be working very closely alongside Juan Martin Nero, and we know how dangerous he is anywhere on the field. Little backhand shot looking for Alejandro. And also nice to see the 2 brothers, Alejandro Navijo Estrada alongside Nacho. And this will be the first play from the Falcons, trying to set that one across. Yeah, he moved out of the way. Well played to Tomas Pieres. It would have possibly created a foul on that play. So once again, 10-goaler Tomas Panelo. We'll send this one out to the left-hand side. We found Jeff Hildebrand completely unmarked. A swing and unfortunately a bit of a miss on the near side, trying to turn it around. Again, Tomas Pieres is working very hard. He's getting the support there from Alejandro Navijo Estrada, who will now be telling Tomas, leave it for me. Plays it across to the left-hand side. Dangerous play, and Marc gets his first touch. The Cobra, great to see him back in the saddle, but it seems to be game over every time Mr. Panelo gets involved. He will now leave that one for Juan Nero, and he will drag it out to the left-hand side. Has a little bit of space to work. Eyeing up exactly who he wants to play it to. There's that pass. And that rotation working very well. Panelo now. And for the first time in this chucker, and that could go all the way. Panelo going for the direct hit. He was possibly laying that one up for Mackenzie Weisz. Just couldn't quite get to it. So now the Cobra. Ganzi will play that to the boards. The boards, of course, will create a quick line change. And no wasting of any time. Juan Nero will try and shake off Ganzi. We'll leave that one behind. Well played. In comes the drive right up through the middle again from Panelo. He nearly got through to Mackenzie Weisz. Good bit of defense here. And now Nacho Diviso Estrada. Well, we know what talent lies within that man. He will send that one back into the open space. Intercepted. Nice little touch there by Panelo. Stolen by Alejandro. Very quick. Just manages to keep the ball in play. So for the first time here in this game, Tonkawa putting the pressure on the Falcons. Hildebrand gets a very nice little backhand shot. Perfectly played and taken very quickly by Panelo. Panelo now, he's in within reach. Here comes it. No, I thought he might have played the under the neck. We'll leave that one for Mackenzie. Now Mackenzie, another one of those super dangerous players, and he just got a piece of it. They're knocking on the door. Little backhand shot. Will he go for the direct hit? Well, I think he might have just overcooked that a little bit. Mackenzie Weisz going back out into the corner. Nacho tries to keep it in play. In comes Panelo. Stolen. No, Panelo still has it. Ball still in play. Quick how these ponies, as you can see, just come out of the starting blocks. And now this is the danger shot. He tried to just put that one away with a sort of a tennis stroke, if you will. Not an easy ball to play. And the Maltese Falcons doing everything in their power to try and get a little bit more space. Another perfect pass. Panelo surely now on his stick side. Will put that one through with ease, but you've got to give it up to the pass that enabled this play. And see if we can have another look at that. Here it comes. Nice little touch there. And then the backhand by Mackenzie Weisz, like he read it, as Tommy Panelo just had to pick it up, get the putter out, a little touch. So the first goal here for Tonkawa on the account of Tommy Panelo. But as I say, the assist coming from Mackenzie Weisz. So with about 3:41 on the clock, we're going to have our first courtesy change. A chance for me to just give you a little rundown of the other teams that are playing. Well, of course, if you weren't watching the broadcast yesterday, Casablanca, obviously we've spoken about, well, we haven't spoken about Casablanca. Casablanca, who played yesterday, were or are Marc Ganzi, Rufino Benzadon, Sapo Cosset and Hilario Figueres. And Travieso, who, as I say, won their opening match yesterday. Tony Caye, Pipe Vecellino, Fred Mannix and Juan Martin Zubia. So at the moment, they've raised the bar. That final score yesterday after our first match ended 15 goals to 12 in favour of Travieso. Again, congratulations to Tony Caye picking up the MVP award. And I'm sure they will have picked up a lot of motivation, shall I say, going forward into their next game, which, of course, again, will be coming up throughout the week. I can tell you that in addition to tomorrow's limited edition 8 final, we also, as I said, have the Sunset Chuckers, and then the World Polo League is back on your screens Thursday, April 10th, 4 o'clock. The Maltese Falcons will be taking on Travieso, and that'll be a very interesting game. And then Friday, also we have, and I'm very much looking forward to the final of the Madeleine Bourgeois 6-goal. That, as I said, Friday the 11th here on CTV Sports. Everybody's back on the field after a quick pony change. Just the 1 goal so far. Remember, Maltese Falcons were given a 4-goal advantage on handicap, which of course will be the first hurdle or the first phase of, I'm sure, Tonkawa's game plan to try and get that 4 goals up on the scoreboard to then possibly take away a win. An appeal coming in there from the number 3. which looking at my drone footage here, looked like a pretty simple, straightforward open and shut case. Remember, it's all about the lesser angle. You can see the play being made here. There is the pass. And there was a quick line change. You might have seen that Alejandro Navijo Estrada had actually touched that ball, and by doing so created or caused that quick line change. Again, a good call here by our mounted officials. And as a result of that, a hit from the spot, a penalty 5A in favour of the Maltese Falcons, quickly taken by Nacho Navijo Estrada. Now, that ball did not go anywhere near as far as he would have liked. But Ganzi very quickly comes back. And will clear that one, running it right in front of his own goal mouth. Very quick, a little deflection. But it'll be picked up by Tomacho, one of the strongest six-goalers in the sport of polo, as it stands at the moment. Intercepted again by Mackenzie Weisz. He's up against 7-goaler Alejandro Navijo Estrada, who will not leave him out of his sights. Has to clear just to make him, to allow him to make that initial play. There is the pass. We might have tried to lay that one up, but it'll go out of bounds, and the Maltese Falcons will have another knock-in and another possession. A little over 2 minutes remaining here. 4-1 as it stands. Once again, a very warm welcome and a good afternoon. If you've joined us, you can see it's slightly overcast here in southern Florida today, but still rather hot. Temperatures in the high 80s. As away we go, and it'll be Juan Martin Nero. Getting a lot of touches, getting a lot done. Ganzi will come in to challenge him. A little under the neck shot again. Perfectly played. He had 2 to choose from. And away we go in front of goal. The nice touch there coming from Jeff Hildebrand. Couldn't pick it up on the near side. We have a broken play. In comes Tomacho. Needs to be careful here not to lose it. And that will go. Well, I thought it might have gone to Alejandro. Brother Nacho had to back him up a little bit. And again, broken play by the Falcons. Nicely tricked out there by Mackenzie Weisz. He will try and scrape that ball in towards the danger zone. Cheeky little ineffective backhand shot. And now we have a whistle. Wouldn't mind having another close look at that. Remember that line. Here was the broken play. He took care of Alejandro. Played it down towards the boards. Slammed on the brakes, and that's right there where Alejandro had very quickly positioned himself or jumped onto that right of way. So again, a good call by our mounted officials and a quick penalty once again in favour of the Falcons as they launch their next attack. A little bit more than a minute to go. Let's see if Ganzi can take that ball and drag the team with him. He's got the support there of Alejandro, and he will try and take it a bit further into the half of Tonkawa. And there he is again, Tomas Panelo, where he's needed most, playing a very good role here this afternoon as more as the Secretary of Defence. Navijo Estrada working it, pulling the team with him, but he needs a little bit of help. He can't do it all by himself. Lucky here to keep possession of the ball, despite Mackenzie Weisz coming in and challenging him in. On the near side, ball goes to the sideboards. Tonkawa Pieres right behind him. A little bit of a sword fight going on there. They all want a piece of it, when eventually it'll be Alejandro Navijo Estrada. But just as he was going away with it, we had a whistle. Now, will that be the end of the chukker? Or do we have another play? That will end the chukker. So just that one goal for Tomas Panelo and Tonkawa. We'll have a quick pony change. Stay with us. We'll be right back for chukker number 2. Welcome back, everybody, and a very good afternoon. Great to have you with us. CTV Sports coming to you live this afternoon to bring you coverage of the World Polo League's Triple Crown of Polo, our second match of the fourth and final tournament in the series of this, the seventh edition. We're over at the beautiful Tonkawa. You might have seen some very nice drone footage a little bit earlier on. We've got the Maltese Falcons there in the black shirts, led by Marc Ganzi, playing off 1 goal to Mackenzie Weisz, the 6th goaler at number 2. Then Alejandro Navijo Estrada, the young man I'm talking about in the middle of your screen, 7 goals. And his brother, Nacho Navijo Estrada, they total 22 goals. And you can see that after that last play before they went into the first break, resulted now in a penalty 4 in favor of the Maltese Falcons. So let's see if Alejandro Navijo Estrada will pick up his first goal of the afternoon, and let's see if it needs a little bit of help. A deflection coming off the pony there of Ganzi, so that really should have been the equalizer for the Maltese Falcons, and Tonkawa wasting no time to pick up that ball and run with it. Nice little pass up to Jeff Hildebrand. He's put it out towards the boards straight away. Juan Nero will be picking that one up. Gets a nice bit of support, telling him to go up though. Mackenzie Weisz. And that one, once again, running down alongside the boards. Jeff Hildebrand, yeah, he's going to reach for it. Couldn't quite control it. Alejandro, wasting no time, will send everything back into the center of the field where Tomas Panelo, who so far has been doing an absolutely fantastic job, always where he needed to be at the right time. Oh, that could cost them dearly. That could cost them very dearly. Alejandro Navijo Estrada, he knew it. Watch again how this play started. Once again, Panelo with an absolutely perfect pass, and right there, that is where Alejandro would love to get another chance. So a very good goal, the second here for Tonkawa. And that puts them in the lead now. Well, it doesn't put them in the lead, but it's definitely chipping away at that 4-goal advantage given to the Maltese Falcons on handicap. So, ball is back in play. Remember, they change ends after every goal is scored. Hildebrand will lay it up nicely. He's looking for Mackenzie. He had to avoid the hook first. Stolen and taken away by Tomas Pieres. Sends it back out towards the boards where Alejandro is waiting. He will take the man, allow the ball to bounce off the sideboard. And now Tomas. He could run with this one. He's got Mackenzie Weisz sticking there very closely to him. That's another perfect pass on the stick side of Ganzi. Good first touch from the Cobra. Now let's see if he can take it all the way. Needs to keep his head down, a little touch. And that's how you get it done. Cracking goal there by the Cobra, picking up the first regular goal of play here for the Falcons, making it 5 goals to 2. Very nice pass. And then the consistency, keeping his head down. Initially went a little bit too far over to the left, corrects himself, puts it through. And I'm sure he'll be very happy with that. 5 minutes remaining. So the Maltese Falcons seem to be settling down, and at the same time spreading those wings a little bit more to cover more ground. Ball's back in play. Tonkawa will win the throw-in. And away we go with Mackenzie Weisz. Once again, a long, long ball. Slightly out to the right. Alejandro cannot afford to miss that clearing shot. And Mackenzie will leave that. Mackenzie sent it back. Alejandro read it well. It was Panelo who had to move out of the way there. Well done, Tommy. And away we go once again. This could be the second run for the Cobra. Again, slightly out to the left-hand side. In comes Juan Nero. Fakes the backhand initially. Does a little turn to leave Tomas Pieres wanting. Nero dragging the team. He might just run this one himself. A little bit of a miss-hit. The backhand shot coming. It'll be picked up. Oh, again, another backhand shot. Well played to Panelo. And Panelo back to Mackenzie Weisz. Opens his shoulders, takes a shot. Goal number 3. Goal number 2 for Mackenzie, but goal number 3 for Tonkawa. Very, very effective play here. You see how they, 2 players played the little backhand shot. And that is when your team is working very well and your positioning play is absolutely top draw. So 3:33 will take us into our next courtesy change. Now remember, last year's winners were Park Place, who beat Audi 12 goals to 11. Juan Panelo was voted the MVP in last year's game. But having gone through the teams, Casablanca, the Maltese Falcons, Tonkawa and Travieso, no sign of Park Place this year. Who knows? They might be back again next year. That was another very, very thrilling final. Very nice shot here of the pit stop, if you will, of Tonkawa at this beautiful, very beautiful farm. 3.5 minutes, as I say, remaining before the action continues. Well, what can I say? It's we still have a couple of weeks to go. It's been an absolutely exciting and thrilling season at all levels, from 6 to 26 goal. All the teams have played well above their handicap, or well above their talents, and I'm sure it'll be a very interesting read when those adjusted handicaps come out. Who will stay the same, who will go down, who will go up. And of course, a lot of that is decided based on the season here at Grand Champions Polo Club. First man to come back out, you can see him there, Juan Nero. Very, very intelligent and technically one of the best, well, if not the best, number 4 in the business, and he has been for many, many years. You see the back of Tommy Panelo there, also 10 goals. And then the Maltese Falcons with Marc, Tamacho, Alejandro, and Nacho Novijo Estrada. Just that one goal scored by Marc so far, as I think everybody's nearly back out on the field to get the second half of Chaka number 2 underway. Waiting for the throw-in. Remember, our 2 mandated officials are Pepe Araja and Esteban Ferrar. Gaston Dorignac. Our third man, the one and only Juan Bellini, who will be there should the umpires decide to make or pull a trigger on a play. And remember that challenge system that both teams have. Alejandro hammers a big, big ball into the danger zone. Unfortunately, nobody there. He was probably looking for Marc Ganzi, but Tonkawa clear that ball very, very effectively. Now we could see a run here by Jeff Hildebrand. Good first touch. He's got Tomas Pieres right behind him. Again, Hildebrand. Yeah, gets a second good touch as he gets closer and closer on the approach. A big swing. Tomas may have been speculating on that to happen. Tucked in right behind him and picks up the ball for the Falcons. And away we go. A nice little pass from Pieres. He's found Alejandro. He needs to just get past that 6-goaler. That's a nice little trick play. Ganzi won't get to it. It'll be Tommy to pick up the ball literally on the 60-yard line and send it back. And again, we've had this situation just a few moments ago. Again, a perfect pass for Jeff Hildebrand. Hildebrand, this time that's looking very straight. Jeff Hildebrand needs to just get the putter out, lets the mallet do the work. What a cracking goal here. He read it well. Second time round, no mistake for Mr. Jeff Hildebrand, making it, well, 4 goals to 5. Very good goal. So, back to the halfway line they come. And apart from that one goal, well, they've set out, or they've achieved what they set out to do, is to try and make that 4 advantage or disadvantage a null and void. Ball's back in play. And once again, Tonkawa have it. This time it'll be the turn of Tommy Panelo. We'll send that one across, but well read by Nacho Novijo Estrada. Needs to be a bit careful here, playing in front of your own goal mouth. You need to be absolutely 100% of where you know that ball's going to go. Alejandro trying to control it. He's up against the boards, leaves it now for Nacho. And Nacho saw somebody at the front door there. That ball will unfortunately just bounce out of play. I think he was looking for Tomas Pieres with a little under a minute remaining here in the second of our 6. Chaka, so a change of possession is the call. And Juan Nero, well, I'd like to say he's always within range. This one will be more of a layup shot as he puts that one considerably wide of the far goal post. Now then, will they get another knock in before the horn? I think they won't. So that'll bring us to the end of Chukka number 2. Just the one goal from the Maltese Falcons, courtesy of Marc Ganzi, 2 by Mackenzie Weisz, and 1 by Jeff Hildebrand. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Coming up here on CTV Sports, Chukka number 3.
World Polo League is back.
Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us. CTV Sports coming to you from Tonkawa. Triple Crown of Polo 2025, our second match playing for this most prestigious trophy, which will be on display, of course, on finals day, the 20th of, beg your pardon, the 19th, Saturday the 19th of April, 4 p.m. Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 2. You might want to make a note of that now, because that will be a very spectacular and very special day. We are back here about to start Chukka number 3. Chukka number 2, again, very much in favour of Tonkawa. They started scoring in that first Chukka. Panelo picking up a goal, and then another 3 by Tonkawa in Chukka number 2. No score for the Maltese Falcons in the first Chukka. And they did have a 4-goal advantage coming into this game. They picked up a goal with Marc Ganzi in Chukka number 2, but it's not yet been enough to keep Tonkawa, or to keep a hold of that 4-goal advantage that they were given. Tonkawa definitely chipping away at those 4 goals, and are now within 1 goal of reaching that first stage, which I'm sure must be part of their strategy to get the 4 goals on handicap and then take it from there. But they've definitely had a lot more shots on goal. Remember, we will have the halftime stats coming up at halftime, and then of course the final match stats, which are always very revealing, in which you can see also the number of hit outs or knock-ins the Falcons have. Which of course means the amount of shots on goal that Tonkawa have had in the first half, and of course again at the end of the match. Here we go then, back to the action, and there he is with the number 2, Mackenzie Weisz. Extremely strong player, an extremely intelligent player, and you can see that here with this perfect pass that he played over to his number 3. Just one little touch, and Tommy Panelo will pick up his second goal of the afternoon. And there you have it, the equaliser. What a lovely layup ball that is. And then just a little touch, letting the pendulum, the motion of the mallet swing do all the work. Put the ball down, and what a great way to start Chukka number 3. So, as I say, 5 goals apiece, but still only that 1 goal so far having been scored by a player out of regular play. It looks like we could be in for the next goal here. Goes for it, does the number 3, Tommy Panelo, this time slightly out to the right-hand side. I'm sure the Maltese Falcons will be happy that they missed or dodged that goal, or dodged that bullet. They now have possession. Let's see if they can make it work in their favour. It all starts with the number 4, Nacho Navijo Estrada. He's found somebody on his left-hand side. Here he comes then, Ganzi. Well, he's the only man to have scored so far. Ganzi again with a little bit of a cut shot. This is looking promising. He's got traffic coming in from the right. Ganzi takes a shot. Slightly overcooked it, but a good run here from the Cobra, who we are delighted to see back after his injury and his subsequent operation. Looking very, very good out there. Obviously, will need a little bit of time to get back to his former self, but so far, the only goal scored for the Falcons came on the account of Marc Ganzi. Back to Juan Nero, the other number 4 in white here for Tonkawa. Places that towards the right. Has found Panelo. Panelo will send it back and over that halfway line. This might be a little bit too short. Tomas Pieres will get a piece of it before anybody else does. Sends it back towards and over that halfway line. Alejandro now has to challenge Mackenzie Weisz. Again, perfect and precision passing here. He was looking for Juan Nero. It'll be Tomas Pieres, however, to pick up that ball and turn things around. Now then, let's see if they can get a little bit closer. Gets a little hook. Alejandro working it, trying to work it at least until Panelo will pick up that broken play. Now, where's he going to play to? Straight down the middle. Looking for a white shirt. Nobody home. Cleared by the number 4 by Nacho Navijo Estrada. Alejandro on the turn. There comes the pass. Depending on where that drops, it could either be... oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. How close can you get? That was at least 120 yards. Let's have another look at that. Not sure whether he was trying to lay that one up or actually go for the direct shot. Ball being knocked back in. I think this is the first knocking we've seen for Tonkawa from their own half line. On their own back line, beg your pardon. And over on the far side, away we go. Another big, big ball. And if you can pick this one up on the near side and run it, that would be amazing. Well, nobody there to come with him. Broken play, picked up by the Cobra. Little help from the pony. Alejandro steals it back. And we'll be deciding who to play it to. Possibly that man going up in front of him, the number 2, Tomas Pieres. Ball played out to the boards. On the move, the Cobra. Marc Ganzi. Yep, he's going to go and run it himself now. Ganzi, 1, 2, 3. Just running out of steam and cleared by Tommy Panelo. I'm sure Marc would like to have another go at that one. There's the backhand shot. Again, trying to feed it into that danger zone. But Tonkawa, you've just got to give it up to them. The way their positioning play is, where everybody is, the anticipation as well of having an idea and an understanding of where that next play will go to or come to. Well, 2:39 on the clock. We're going to have our last courtesy change of this half. Remember, there'll be 3 more coming up afterwards. And at the moment, things... I beg your pardon? Well, you might have seen it there again. A little bit unlucky. So, 2:39 on the clock. 5 goals apiece. The boys in white, Tonkawa, have it. Juan Nero taps the ball into play. Plays it out to the left-hand side. I had a feeling he might do that. Oh, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. I'm talking about the replay now, of course. So this is, I'm just talking about a replay, but that wasn't on your screen. I do apologize. Thank you very much, Ricky. We have a courtesy change, 2:39 on the clock. A little sneak look into the pit stop there of the Maltese Falcons, who... yeah, you can see Nacho there just giving some words of instruction to the Cobra as to how they might have to tighten up here or there. Alejandro Navijo Estrada just currently making sure everybody's hydrated enough. So they'll be back in just a few seconds to continue the first half. Now, the Falcons can keep Tonkawa at bay and control them, then I'm pretty sure this will turn out to be a very exciting second half. Navija Estrada coming back out onto the field. Tonkawa already ready to get things going. As I say, a little over 2.5 minutes remaining. 2:45 to be precise. As Alejandro Navija Estrada. And there you have Tomas Pieres coming back out to finish the first half. So, still all to play for. And Jeff Hildebrand, I'm sure, will be happy with the way things are going at this time. They have possession, and away we go. And a nice long ball downfield. Hildebrand too far away to do any damage. Turned around by Nacho. Little chip shot there, looking for his brother Alejandro. And, there he comes out of nowhere, the Cobra. Now, we've had a couple of these situations. Oh, this looks promising. Now he needs to just check, put his mallet down, put it through. Goal number 2 for the Cobra. Well done, Marc. Picking up one in the first and now in the second. And again, a very good read from Alejandro Navija Estrada to let Marc, who was in a much better position to take this one. And again, clinical in his finish. So the Maltese Falcons regain the lead with 1 goal, 6 goals to 5 as they make their way back to the halfway line. Ball's in play. Comes out. Stolen by Panelo. Just taking a moment to decide where to play or how to play this one. Decided to go right down the middle in the hope that Mackenzie Weisz might have been the recipient. And now the Falcons with Tomas Pieres. Has he done enough? Well, he has to allow that ball to land at the doors, or at the feet, I should say, of the Cobra. And now Tomacho. He's got no one to play it to. He's been ridden off hard by the number 2, by Mackenzie Weisz, which will be enough to allow Juan Nero to smack another one down and under the neck, as he saw that Jeff Hildebrand had already turned. Still Hildebrand. Ball comes off or just close to the boards. Hildebrand, good first touches, good second and third touches. And this could be another one on the making here. What a finish by the number 3, Tomas Panelo, picking up his 3rd of the game. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But also the pass from Jeff Hildebrand up to Tomas Panelo, and then, well, he nearly did enough just to be double sure. What a great way to, to finish this play. They're going to get to the halfway line. One more time, ball's in play. This time it's the Falcons who win the throw-in, Alejandro. And he will once again be sending the Cobra upfield. This would be an important goal if he can get it. Of course, he can, no mistake. His 3rd of the match here for Marc Ganzi and for the Maltese Falcons. You can see it again here on your screen. That perfectly played pass, and Ganzi gets on it and again lets the mallet do all the work for him. So that brings us to the end of Chukka number 3. 2 goals apiece. So slowly but surely both teams finding their rhythm. Here then, as I promised, the halftime stats, 7 goals to 6, that makes sense. Shots on goal, well, there you have it. 5 for the Falcons, 9 for Tonkawa. Knock-ins pretty similar, and still a lot to work on here for the Maltese Falcons. We'll let them have a little break, and we'll be back. Join us for the second half of the Triple Crown of Polo, the Maltese Falcons versus Tonkawa.
have an opportunity. Santi Toccalino gonna fire one from 60. Oh, off the post.
This place is special because of the unique environment and nature that you have around here.
There's an endless amount of things to do here in Aspen Valley, so this is the place to be in the summer.
Great group, it's like a big family. We're all, on the field it's intense, we compete, but off the field we do a lot of fun stuff.
Oh, it's like playing in the Polo heaven. It's perfect.
Polo school is the funnest thing I've become involved with in the last year of my life.
Give me the confidence to be able to play an event in beach polo, Miami Beach, and snow polo in Aspen.
Our dedicated instructors have years of polo experience and are CHA certified.
It's important to us to come back and have a really good experience.
Every time you leave the gates from the polo school, you're hungry for more.
Have an opportunity. Santi Toccalino gonna fire one from 60. Oh, off the post.
This place is special because of the unique environment and nature that you have around here.
There's an endless amount of things to do here in Aspen Valley, so this is the place to be in the summer.
Great group, it's like a big family. We're all, on the field it's intense, we compete, but off the field we do a lot of fun stuff.
Oh, it's like playing in the Polo heaven. It's perfect.
Polo school is the funnest thing I've become involved with in the last year of my life.
Give me the confidence to be able to play an event in beach polo, Miami Beach, and snow polo in Aspen.
Our dedicated instructors have years of polo experience and are CHA certified.
It's important to us to come back and have a really good experience.
Every time you leave the gates from the polo school, you're hungry for more.
Welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us. CTV Sports coming to you live this afternoon from Tonkawa, a very beautiful polo farm here in the heart of Wellington. And great to have you with us here. If you've enjoyed the first half, I'm sure you'll enjoy the second half as well. A good shot here of the Cobra, just warming up himself and that beautiful pony he's riding. So let's just go through the Maltese Falcons one more time. Who's who? We got Marc Ganzi, as we just said, the #1 player with the 1-goal handicap. Tonkawa Pieres at #2 of 6 goals. And then the two brothers, Alejandro and Nero Estrada, playing at #3 of 7. And his brother Nacho playing at back of 8 goals. They total 22. They were given 4 goals on handicap from the beginning of this game. The team in the white shirts, that is Tonkawa, Jeff Hildebrand, doing a very good job here, as always, this afternoon, picking up a goal in chukker #2. Mackenzie Weisz, he picked up 2 in the second chukker, the 6th goal. And then, of course, we've got the 2 10-goalers, Tomas Panelo at #3 and Juan Nero at #4. And it was Tomas Panelo who picked up the very first goal of this game in that first chukker. As I said, 3 goals to 1 is how they left the field at the end of chukker #2 in favour of Tonkawa. Chukker #3, very, very evenly balanced, as you might have remembered seeing in the stats, 2 goals apiece. So just a slight little advantage at the moment, I think is fair to say, to Tonkawa, who have been coming and chipping away at that 4-goal advantage. They're just down, well, they were equal. They were level at one point. It was 5 apiece, 6 apiece, and then right at the end, we picked up another goal here by the Cobra, making it 7 goals to 6. That's how they left the field at half-time. Here we go then. Ball's back in play. And this is chukker #4. And Marc Ganzi, the first player here from the Maltese Falcons, to get behind this ball, will send that one into the, well, I like to call it the danger zone. And unfortunately not finding a black shirt, just finding defenders of Tonkawa. And straight down the middle again from Tomas Panelo. This might be a little bit, well, I need to correct myself. I thought it was going to be a bit too short, but well played once again. Jeff Hildebrand just waiting for that ball to come to him. Alejandro and Nero Estrada, who we know is a very good defensive player as well. Today playing the #3, but often with the #4 on his shirt. Again, looking to feed that ball through to Ganzi. Couple of little touches. Panelo outplayed, and back to Juan Nero, and he's well, always in range, doesn't matter where you put him, always a danger, especially once you are within all the vicinity of the 60-70 yards to goal. Alejandro topping that one, slightly going out of bounds, so there will be a change of possession. Tonkawa will have that ball, but looking at my score sheet here, it's been a very clean game here between these two teams. Not a single penalty thus far from the penalty line. Hildebrand trying to go and put it away in one touch. As you could see, Mackenzie Weisz trying desperately to keep that ball in play, but it ran out of bounds. And as I was saying a little bit earlier on, the action, of course, continues here with the World Polo League. 4 teams entered this year. Tomorrow we have a big final. The limited edition 8 goal will be taking place. Amaro waiting for the outcome of that semi-final, which is taking place as we speak and should be coming to an end during this broadcast. As soon as we know who the winner is of that 8 goal semi-final, we'll be telling you who Amaro will be playing tomorrow. That'll be at 11 o'clock. And then, as I said, the World Polo League action continues on Thursday, April the 10th, 4 p.m. The Maltese Falcons will be taking on Travieso, who, as I said, won their opening match yesterday. It was our featured match of the week, taking on Casablanca, beating them by 15 goals to 12. And just to give you a quick reminder, who is playing for Casablanca? Well, we've got the son of Marc, who's out there today, Marc Ganzi, Rufino Benzadon, Sapo Cassette, and Hilario Figueres. And after yesterday's loss, they will, I'm sure, be looking for their first win here in the Triple Crown. So, as I said, that is a game you don't want to miss on Thursday afternoon. The World Polo League's third match between the Maltese Falcons and Travieso. Now back, let's go to the action here. Alejandro Nero Estrada with a nice long ball, a little bit too long for Tomas Pieres to do anything with, let alone Marc Ganzi, who was running upfield there, waiting for that ball to come a little bit closer to him. Nicely done here by Juan Nero. Now Nero, as I told you, he's always in range. And this one, well, there might have been a whistle just before because they seem to have stopped play. Oh, it's the rain. Okay. Well, the rain all of a sudden seems to have come out of nowhere. Very, very hard. You might see it on your screen, but it's like the heavens have opened. And, well, they will play as long as it's, the umpires deem it safe to continue playing. Ball went over the back line, so very standard knock-in. Nicely taken here by Tomacho, trying to control it. And let's just hope that that was just a brief little shower. It looks like it's, well, just as quick as the rain came, it seems to have disappeared. Nice long ball down the middle. And the connection, there it comes. Puts it wide. Mackenzie, I'm sure, would like to have another crack at that. So still no score here in Chukka number 4. Now I'm looking at both of my screens here. And looks like that was just a little blip in the system. Let's hope it stays that way. 3:09 on the clock. I can only, as you can see, Tomas Pieres. Now, of course, should the rain be persistent and get stronger, we might, but only might, subject to how much rain is coming down, have to... it's a courtesy change, thank you. It's a courtesy change. That would explain why they all disappeared. And it looks like the sunny side is coming back out here into the pony lines of the Maltese Falcons. So, yeah, all is well here at Tonkawa. Hazard or rain can, of course, play a major role in any game. And also as far as the technical equipment is concerned that we have out there. But here at CTV Sports, we will always do our utmost to try and give you 100% broadcast if we can. Our executive producer, Mike Ferreira, always very conscious of the safety also of the camera crew that are out there for CTV Sports. We've got Austin Ramirez, our drone pilot, one of the best in the business, and James Foley giving you the images of the center cam today. And as I said, here in the CTV Sports Studios, our instant replay official, always a very busy man, likes to analyze every single play, frame by frame, in all the different speeds, the one and only Juan Bellini. So just waiting for one or two of the players to make their way back out onto the field. And then we can get on with the remaining 3 minutes and 9 seconds here in Chukka number 4. Remember, we're going to be playing 6 Chukkas in total. Right, looks like everybody's back out on the field. Knock-in coming from Nacho Novijo Estrada. Couldn't quite reach the Cobra. Turned around very quickly and sent back. Return to sender here from Juan Nero. He's looking for and finding Senor Panelo. I'm sure he would like to have another crack at that, because that was another perfectly laid up pass there from Nero. But unfortunately not putting it through, so a little deja vu. Same again, knock-in coming. Nacho Novijo Estrada. And this time it's going to go through and be met by brother Alejandro. And he will pull and drag the team if he can. Needs to take the ball with him, though. Again on the halfway line, Tommy Panelo out to the right-hand side now. Let's see who he saw in the corner of his eye. There he comes. It'll be Juan Nero. And he is always a threat, just like here. That's exactly what I was talking about. He is always within range. That Tengola, Juan Nero, getting the equaliser. It is 7-7. And again, a lot of power he put behind that shot there. So, Tonkawa, not at all in the slightest phased by the Maltese Falcons, seem to be playing a little bit more relaxed, I would say, winning another throw in, and this could be another run here for Mackenzie Weisz. Slightly out to the right-hand side. Would he go for the under the neck? I think he might. There it comes. It's high, but wide. High, but wide, but a very good strike again by Mackenzie Weisz. He's another one of those players I'm sure you will see, or we will see, in the very near future, going up from 6 to 7 and possibly even beyond. Back to Nacho Estrada. Plays it out to the right-hand side of the field. I think he was eyeing Marc Ganzi, and he's going to have a good first touch here. Hildebrand is there, and Hildebrand, well, he's very solid when it comes to not only playing those backhands, but clearing the ball when he sees an imminent danger in front of goal. Panelo will stop and turn. Alejandro will try and hook him, but Panelo, and he will be looking for, there's a deflection. He was looking for Hildebrand. And that second attempt also didn't quite go as planned. Navijo Estrada, Nacho finding Alejandro, his brother. He needs to just wait a moment or two before, to ensure that his attacking players are back. And that was again saved on the doorstep. Nacho Navijo Estrada just being beaten to it here. And very quickly, everything wide open now. Mackenzie Weisz. But I fear they might just run out of time. That clock would suggest that we're going to leave it at 7 goals apiece at the end of the fourth. Just the one goal coming from Tonkawa. I'm sure there'll be plenty more where those came from. Join us. We'll be back for Chucker 5 and 6 when we return.
If you are in the area, I suggest you make your way to Sunset Chocolate Cocktail, because this is a fun type polo match. It's where everyone's relaxing, chilling, just having a great time. We have great hors d'oeuvres and a special drink for the day.
When I founded the Taqueria 48 years ago, the goal was to service polo players fieldside and carry a complete line of polo equipment. Since those early days, we now carry everything for the horse and rider. Anything goes on or near a horse, you're likely to find here in our store. We still have polo equipment made by polo players for polo players.
Welcome back. A warm welcome and a good afternoon. We had a bit of a shower there in that last chucker, but that lasted all of maybe 10 seconds. Welcome to Florida. Like a box of chocolates, the weather can change at any given moment. You never know what you're going to get, but most often than not, it's going to be warm and very, very nice out there. We are at Tonkawa, as you I'm sure know, by now, and we are about to start chukker number 5. Again, a goalless chukker for the Maltese Falcons. Just the single goal picked up by Juan Nero in that last chukker as they left the field with 7-7. The Cobra trying to make it 8 to put his team back in the lead, but there he is, Juan Nero, not wasting any time. Will pick up that ball straight down the middle, looking for and finding on the near side. Good pick up here by Mackenzie Weisz. Can he control it? Alejandro tucked in behind. He also on the near side will send that ball back. And let's see if he's going to maybe run this one himself. I think he was looking there for brother Nacho, so that rotation working quite well. Not well enough, though, as that ball didn't get through to Nacho. So once again, Tomas Panelo out to the right-hand side. And there he is. Juan Nero plays that ball into the open space. Remember, he is in range no matter where he is on the field. Good touch. Nice little layup ball from Nero. And then after just teeing it up perfectly, Mackenzie Weisz picks up his 3rd goal of the afternoon. And looking at my score sheet, this is now the first time that Tonkawa have taken the lead. But what a great little play there by Juan Nero. So 8-7 early on here in chukker number 5 as they make their way back to the halfway line. Let's see what game plan the Maltese Falcons will have. Ideally, it would be to win these throw-ins, but again, Tonkawa getting, well, initially the better of this throw-in. Alejandro taking on 2 defending players. The under the next shot, will that ball stay in play? It will, but only just. Comes off the boards, quickly taken, turned around by Tommy. Panelo will be looking up field who he can play that to. It's going to drop just right, but a bit too far for Mackenzie Weisz to do anything with. The Falcons still have possession. And away we go. Nicely played along the boards to the Cobra. Still Ganzi. A little unlucky there. Nero will pick the ball back up from said boards. And see how quickly Mackenzie Weisz is reading the situation. That's going to be intended for Hildebrand. Oh, well done, Jeff. Well played, Jeff. He stuck to his man. Very good play there. I'm pretty sure he caught Alejandro Estrada a little bit off guard. Didn't think he thought he was going to make it all the way through. Back to the 10-goaler. Tomas Panelo, a little under the next shot. And now Nero. This is always very, very dangerous. He's going to go for the under the neck, trying to tee or lay that one up for Hildebrand. It was clearly his intention. And a very busy afternoon here for this man, Alejandro Estrada. Straight down the middle, looking for Nacho. But once again, Panelo got there just before. Slams one under the neck. Trying to feed that ball back up to Jeff Hildebrand. Again, Hildebrand being beaten there by Alejandro Estrada. But maybe now this young man, one of my favorite 6-goal players in the world and surrounding planets, Tomas Pieres. Would like to see the Falcons bring him a little bit more into the game. He is very, very strong off 6 goals. That was intended for Nacho. Oh, a deflection. Quick line change. Everybody overrides and leaves it. Very clean, very fair. Panelo now, straight down the middle. He's found Jeff, and Jeff will get the support from the 10-goaler. Well, that's what I was hoping he would. He was right there behind him. And at 3:28, the umpires, yeah, and I can understand why. They've been running and gunning non-stop, more or less since that ball was thrown in to the beginning of chukker number 5. So, a courtesy change. The penultimate one. Remember, we will have one also in the 6th and final chukker. And just another chance for me to inform you that we are still waiting on the result of the 8-goal. We know that the finalist waiting to meet the winner of today's semi-final is Amaro. That final will be taking place tomorrow at 11 o'clock, the limited edition 8-goal. 11 o'clock, CTV Sports will, of course, be bringing you the coverage. And then we move straight into the afternoon, 5:30. Always a fun afternoon out. If you can get off work early, Then make your way down to Grand Champions Polo Club Field number 1, where many players of the Polo School, the Women's Polo League, will get the chance to play on field number 1. Yep, one of those very special fields here at Grand Champions Polo Club. With and you never know, we never know who we're going to get. It could be any of our top professional athletes from all over the world, especially Argentina, who of course are playing in the World Polo League. So it'd be nice to welcome you at Grand Champions Polo Club tomorrow. 5:30 is when we have our Sunset Chuckers and Cocktails, which has gone down so well. People are raving about it and very much enjoying the fact that you see these beginners, the youngsters, the ladies, playing alongside some of the world's best polo players, of course, here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Nice shot there of 3/4 of that Tonkawa team. Just Jeff Hildebrand, the last player that we're waiting for. And number 2 there, Mackenzie Weisz. Number 3, Tommy Panelo. And then, of course, at number 4, Juan Martin Nero. They are on course to pick up their first win of the Triple Crown of Polo. Everybody back on the field, and away we go with a knock-in coming. Ball was in possession of Tonkawa. Hence why after this courtesy change, we're going to continue with a hit from the spot in favour of the team in white. And that was again intended for Jeff Hildebrand. Didn't quite get there. The ball's on the boards. And as I said, I'd like to see this young man, Tomas Pieres, get a little bit more included or involved in the Maltese Falcons game plan. He's very strong, and he's an all-rounder. You can put him anywhere. Tomas Pieres, as you can with this man, and that's a nice layup ball here for the number 3, Panelo. Back to Nero. Well, he said, if you don't want it, I'll take it. They're all having a crack at this, and then it'll be Mackenzie Weisz. It had to be one of them. Mackenzie picking up his second goal here in this chukker, his 4th overall. So starting to increase the lead for Tonkawa, now by 2 goals, 9-7. And that was an easy pickings there for Mackenzie Weisz. A little over 2 minutes remaining here in chukker number 5. And, well, it's very rare, especially at this level, that you have such a clean game. Both teams hardly fouling at all. A lot of respect for one another. I don't think we haven't had a single penalty from the line. It's all been out of regular play. Now then, Tomacho. No sooner had I mentioned that it'd be nice to see him get a little bit more involved, and all of a sudden he's getting a lot more touches. Nacho trying to send it back to Tomas Pieres, but beaten this time by the 10-goaler. But then there, of course, is this young man, Alejandro. Wants to get a little bit closer. Still Alejandro Novillo Estrada. Yeah, he needs to make a little bit of space there. Little deflection. Plays continued. The Falcons might just be able to regain possession. There's an near side back. Who can turn first? Well, he let it be. And Nacho surely will not make a mistake here. And he doesn't. Nacho Novillo Estrada picking up his first goal, and a very important goal for the Maltese Falcons, reducing the gap to just 1 goal. Yeah, he just left that ball. He got out of the way. He knew that Nacho had already established himself on the line. Good play there by Tonkawa, and a nice, important goal here for the Maltese Falcons. Back to that halfway line they go then. 8-9. We're down to the last 50 seconds of play. Alejandro wants to get that ball a little bit further into the half of the opposition, but he's got, as you can see, a 10-goaler on his left. And a 6-goaler, well, he was on his right. There he is, Mackenzie Weisz. Nicely done, teed up perfectly for the Cobra. He needs to just make sure that Nero doesn't get to him first. Nacho on the near side, under the neck. Goal number 2 for the 8-goaler. And all of a sudden, it's 9 goals apiece. And I'm pretty sure that that will bring us to the end of chukker number 5. Nacho nicely taken, leans out, goes for the far post, and there you have it. 2 9s, and we will be back in just a few moments for the 6th and final chukker. Stay with us.
World Polo League is back.
Polo school is the funnest thing I've become involved with in the last year of my life.
Give me the confidence to be able to play an event in beach polo, Miami Beach, and snow polo in Aspen.
Our dedicated instructors have years of polo experience and are CHA certified.
It's important to us to come back and have a really good experience.
Every time you leave the gates from the polo school, you're hungry for more.
Welcome back, everyone. Six chucker action. Players not wasting any time. Maybe that could also be because it does look a little bit dark out there. So I'm sure they'll want to get that last chucker under their belt. Everybody back out. Well, it's turning out to be quite an interesting game here. It was 7 goals apiece at the end of the fourth, and it is now 9 goals apiece at the end of the fifth. So this is make or break time. The Falcons are ready to get things underway, as are the boys in white. Tonkawa, who, well, still have to get this over the finishing line, as, of course, do the Maltese Falcons. Let's see who is going to get the upper hand here. Here we go then, balls in play. Best of luck to both teams, of course. And away we go. Nacho picking up 2 very important goals there for the Falcons. As I say, in that previous chucker. But this will now be, as I say, the decider, and coming around the outside, not wasting any time, running it beautifully and picking up the first goal of chucker number 6. Not only that, but putting his team into double figures is, of course, Mackenzie Weisz. So well done, Mackenzie. Winning that ball more or less from the throw-in with ease. Just took it downfield. Clinical, as always, his finish. And as I said, that puts his team into double figures. And is definitely the best way to start here. The 6th and final chucker. Another little touch. They've won it again. I think he was looking for, there he is, Hildebrand. And Hildebrand, yes, why not indeed. Well done, Jeff. He will take on anybody, I think. This time it was Alejandro Navijo Estrada, a little under the neck shot. That ball's going to run. Now then, will Marc be able to pick it up on the near side? Mackenzie Weisz got there just a smidgen before the Cobra did. We'll send it back, and away we go. Another run here for Tonkawa. And over on the far side, you know who that is, Juan Nero. Able to control it. Drags it out to the left of the field. In comes the under the neck. And you just... well, you just know that when he's in the vicinity of that goal mouth and he decides to take a shot, well, that's what can happen. And you can see, just as I suspected, those dark clouds having moved in a little bit. I think we've got quite a bit of rain coming down there at the moment, which does not make life easy for the further players and the officials. So this is why they came out so quick. Somebody probably had a notion that this might just be a change in the weather again. Look at this, from one 10-goaler to another. Can he just reach it? Well, he had to lean far out of the saddle, turns, has a little look, gets the putter out, and there it is, another goal. Goal number 4 for Tomas Panelo, making it 11 goals to 9. So, yeah, they're starting to run away with it now. Everybody back to that halfway line. And again, you know, it's like somebody just hit the light button. It was very dark a moment ago. Now it looks a lot brighter, and it looks like that rain also has ceased. So let's hope it stays that way. Ball's back in play again. Won by Tonkawa. Out to the left-hand side, looking for and finding Tomas Panelo. Feels that all of a sudden also the pace has picked up a notch or two. The backhand from Alejandro. Looking for his brother, but he didn't factor in that Panelo, who just seems to be everywhere he needs to be. Well, it is still raining quite strongly, quite heavily out there. You might see it now a little bit better with that angle. Ball went out of bounds. We're down to the last 4 minutes and about 10 seconds as the Maltese Falcons and Nacho Estrada will launch their next attack. Yeah, and why not look for this man? There he is, Tomas Pieres. Ball's over the halfway line, but Tomas won't be able to get to it. It's cleared again by Panelo. Literally stopped on the halfway line by Nero. Juan Nero will send it out to the left even further, looking for and finding Jeff Hildebrand. A little bit of a miss hit. Alejandro sends it over to the sideboards. Okay, well, I've just been told that we're going to have to unfortunately interrupt and therefore obviously stop the broadcast. The range is getting too much. We have to think of the safety of our camera staff, of course, out there. So thank you very much. As we see this last goal coming through by Alejandro Estrada, please go to the website GC Polo for